When the night has come.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Learning Music Theory. Today we're going to be looking at harmonies. Now I like to split harmonies into two separate parts. We've got the chordal side where you break down the chords and you do oohs and ahs and it's sort of an a cappella style. And the other one's around the lyrics and the melody of the song. Now a mistake that a lot of people make when they're breaking down these chords into harmonies is they'll just want to keep one person on the root. So if we're doing this with Stand By Me, which is going to be my later example, they'll want to keep one person on C, and then down to A. And already you've got a fifth of range that person has to cover, and this might be a random person in your band who might not be comfortable with singing. The way that I'm going to show you to do it, it's going to make it easy for anyone to do it, even if they're not fully comfortable with their singing abilities. So what we want to do is keep that person in a similar tonal range. So I'm going to be playing the root notes with my left hand, and I'm just going to show what a person could be singing if they're stuck to C. And then this next chord, we've got an A. We know that because it's in C major, we can just go up a third on the white keys, so that's a minor third up. And they're still back on C, so they've not moved anywhere. So we'll try that. And you can hear that it's starting to make this harmony already. We'll carry it on, same sort of thing, going down to F. That's a fifth from F, so we can just stay on that C. So where before we've had this person going down 3 notes, down another 3 notes, back up 1, this person just stayed on C. That they'll move to a B in the transition chords to match up with the G chord. Most of the time they are just staying on this simple note, so we'll go through the full thing. And then B. So already that's a lot simpler. Anyone can sing that little tune. It's just basically one note. If anything, you're just moving down a semitone, so even someone with minimal range can still hit that. And we can just keep building that up. So we'll do it with E from the C chord. E's already an A, so we can just use that E again. E's not in F, but we can just move up a semitone. When we come to G, we've got a choice. We can either move up 1 to G, or we can move down 2 to D, to that fifth. And because the C melody is already going down to this B, I think it'd be quite nice just to move it down to D. So it'd sound like... So now I'm going to record these vocals. I'm also going to add a lower bass part and a third higher. But I'm just still using that same technique. So even with my low register, I can still hit these high notes, and because there's only a minimal change, I'm still able to manage it. There's also a bit of a technique that I threw in there. It's more for people who are wanting to get into a cappella or barbershop quartet sort of things. But thinking about the actual tones that you're using, if you've got one person who's doing R's and another person who's doing do's, then it can all get quite a bit confusing and it doesn't meld together quite as well. So if you are doing these kind of chordal harmonies, just make sure that everyone's on the same page and they know what sound they're making, so everyone's making the same sound together. So where you've got this kind of thing, where it's going down, 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 and you've got like this bass pattern, you could also think up a melody to counteract that, and it just adds a bit of depth and a bit of texture to the piece. So I'll try that now just with the bass. That sounded pretty good, so I'll try that now with the rest of the a cappella parts. If you've got enough singers, you can even start to layer that one up with another third on top of that, just to add even more texture, and just adding in all those different counter melodies to just add a bit more interest. Now we'll have a look at using harmonies around the lyrics and using the lyrics as harmonies. There's 3 different techniques that you can use around harmonizing the lyrics. The first I'll show is close harmonies. It's quite similar to what we've been doing, but obviously with lyrics included. So I'm going to do one take, just keeping on the thirds.
When the night has come, the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
So even with my not cracking vocals, it still sounds good just layering a third, but there are some points where you might want to distance it a bit further. Now I'm going to do the distant harmonies, where I'm going a fourth and beyond away from the original note. I'll generally try to keep about a fifth or a sixth away. You generally just move off of the main lead line.
When the night has come, the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Again, this still sounds good in its own different way. The way I like to use it is to just go in between the two, and you get this real good balance of when a piece widens and gets really harmonically close together. So I'll try that now with a mix between both close and distant harmonies.
When the night has come, the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Now that's sounding a lot better. We've got this variation going on. It just makes a piece a lot more interesting than just having one type of harmony. So I'd really experiment on which parts you want to make distant and which parts you want to be close. I just sort of improvised and it was, let's say it was a first take. Now the third type of vocal harmonies that I want to talk about is this call and response. It's basically where the lead line sings their part and then the harmonies come in to back that up a few seconds later. And we'll just try this out now and just see what it sounds like.
When the night has come, the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
So just by like layering up some of these different vocals, you can get a really full piece, especially when it's not just an a cappella piece. If you've got full instruments and everything, you can just add these up just to add more colour and more warmth to the piece. I'm going to save my pointing to random videos and things to just make a bit of an announcement. A couple of days ago I released my new EP, Compaq Prolinea. It's available on all platforms, so please just go by any platform, search B3D Compaq COMPAQ Prolinea PROLINEA. You know the routine. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe over here, and then if you want to see more videos, there's some over here. Right, cheers. Bye.